Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Last time on Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, we had separate destinations where Ed, Al, and Winry were all headed first off to Rush Valley because that's on the way to meeting Ed and Al's old alchemy teacher, who they are incredibly scared of, but they need to see if they can learn a bit more from her. So yeah, but they're going to stop at Rush Valley on the way. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Colonel Hughes made an important discovery. Unfortunately, it's a discovery that he literally took to the grave as he encountered lust and envy, and while he fought valiantly, he ended up dying. So yeah, and there was a funeral and everything. It was ungodly sad, and Roy was now determined to go to Central, take down the senior staff, and become a good and just Führer for the country. So yeah, and that was pretty much it. All in all, it was actually pretty sad, you know, for a character like Hughes that honestly, like, I don't know, it's not that I didn't get into him or anything, but it was just he's such a strange character. You can never get a read on him, but in the end, he was a good man and a good soldier. So yeah, that is pretty much that. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment. So let's just go ahead and get right into this episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Here we go. Alrighty. Well, it is that time again where I look up voice actors, because that's just what we do. By the way, for anyone curious how I do this, is that I look up the actor name on here, so don't you worry about nothing. First off, we'll start with Panina, who is Cynthia Kranz. Oh, hey! Alrighty, off the bat, we've got Chi-Chi. Alright. Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball. That's pretty interesting. Nope. Alright, just Chi-Chi. Well, that's a pretty big one, at least for me. Alright, Dominic is Greg Dulce. What the? God damn it. Oh, man. So apparently the Wikipedia page for Greg Dulce was deleted within the past 24 hours. What the fuck? Well, that's kind of a dick move. Alright. Alright, fine. I'll go to the anime voiceover wiki instead. Fucking Wikipedia bastards. Well, I don't see anything on here for Greg Dulce, but that still doesn't excuse the Wikipedia. Alright. Satera. No, Google, you can't have my location. God damn it. I'm presuming that Satera was the wife. Voiced by Susan Huber. Alright, this is a short list. Okay. She voiced Videl in Dragon Ball GT. Not Dragon Ball Z. Okay. She is not related to fellow Funimation voice actor Chuck Huber. She is also sometimes credited as Lucy Small. Interesting facts. She has a Wikipedia article. It's a bit short, but she still has one. Was there anyone else in this episode? Yeah, I guess so. Riddell is probably the husband. So Christopher Bevins. Christopher Bevins. God, all these actors are in Romeo X Juliet. I gotta watch that sometime. Oh, hey, okay. My Hero Academia as everyone's least memorable character, Hanta Sero. Oh, that's kind of cool. Kinda. Oh, hey, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, he plays Tonio. Tonio Trussardi. The Italian chef. And that's all I got. Cool. Cool. So I will move this back over here. All right. And this has been your weekly episode of Alex Looks Up Funimation Voice Actors. Okay. You know, every time I clap, it's kind of like when the alchemists do that. Wham! And then light flashes and shit. Great observation. Anyway. Okay, interesting stuff. It's very interesting. And I know we've talked about this before, just the tone shifts of this show. Like, it can go from serious to extremely goofy very, very quickly. But I will say that the show does a good job of mixing that. Because there aren't really any moments where it's like, oh, geez, all right, you kind of, like, ruined a moment or anything. Like, there's none of that, you know? Like, most of the time, it's really good. When there needs to be a serious moment, for example, Hugh's dying, for that matter, it works. It definitely, they let it play. It works. So I like that. And this was kind of, you know, I will say this was kind of a nice sort of pickup episode after the depression that was the death of Hughes, you know? And this is a pick-me-up. I mean, even just down to it's someone being born after we just had a death, you know? So, yeah, very interesting. Rush Valley, an interesting location. Obviously, I feel like it has to be slightly, like, sort of a nudge and maybe an homage to Silicon Valley, where a lot of tech comes from. But at the same time, obviously, it's entirely different from Silicon Valley, but I love that it's actually in a valley, you know? Or, I mean, I don't know goddamn anything about Silicon Valley, but Rush Valley, I like the no, it's a valley, it's fucking hot outside, you know? I like that. And it's interesting, you kind of wouldn't suspect, well, I don't know. I was gonna say maybe you wouldn't suspect that, you know, if you're building stuff with metal, it's like, is it a good idea to be, you know, out in the heat of this, you know, desert valley, basically? But I guess, honestly, that's a good proving ground, because, yeah, if it's hot as fuck outside, and your automail still works like a charm, then there you go, you know? So, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Alternatively, if you were somewhere where it was cold as fuck, then it also, and if it still functions in the, you know, supreme, like, Siberian cold, then that would still work too, you know? So, I guess, yeah, it honestly does make sense to do this in sort of a, you know, sort of extreme weather, you know, where it would actually, just being there, tests the automail, the engineering. So, yeah, I guess that does make sense. We had Panina in this episode, an interesting character, a thief, riff-raff, street rat. But that was interesting. I loved her backstory of, you know, while she lost her legs in, you know, this train crash and stuff, which killed her parents. And then Dominic just found her and was just like, you're fucking sad. I hate sad kids. And then just gave her legs. It's like, that's so stupid, but I love that. I love, honestly, that this guy, he never really drops the tough guy thing. Like, it's not even like a tough guy routine. He just is a tough guy, with the only exception being when he sees his grandchild. So that was really nice. I like that. And I liked Winry's speech to Panina. It was like, you know, you've been given this, you know, great opportunity. You've been given these amazing legs. You know, you need to, if you're going to repay Dominic, you need to do it by being, you know, an honest person, not just a thief. And I like that. That was really, really good. And then we had everything with the baby, which was interesting. Winry taking charge. And it makes sense, honestly, that, you know, yeah, she grew up, both of her parents were medics. So she knows at least somewhat about this stuff, enough to help. And I like that she was in charge of delivering the baby. So that was good. I love Ed and Al, you're kind of freaking out about it and stuff. So yeah, that was really, really cool. And um and I also like I love Ed. Ed's such an interesting character. I'm so glad. Like every episode, I'm more and more surprised by how much I love Ed as a main character. I think I think that's honestly because he can have his sort of arrogant moments or his moments where he gets all explosive, angry or whatever. But maybe after like was it 2 years, maybe a year and a half or so of watching Attack on Titan and watching Eren Yeager, God, Edward Elric is such a treat after so much. And honestly, and yes, obviously, before this show, I was watching My Hero Academia, and I'm not really comparing him to that, but there's just something because you could kind of see some of the personality traits that are similar between Edward Elric and Eren Yeager. But I like Edward Elric 1,000 times more than I like Eren Yeager, But that's sort of off topic. But I like that moment, they have their whole panicking and stuff like that. But I love, when it's like, all right, it's time to get down to brass tacks. Winry and Panina are there with the husband, and they're delivering the baby with the wife and stuff. And Ed and Al just have to sit behind that door, basically. And I fucking love what Ed says when he says, all of this power, and I can't help. When, at the moment where it counts the most, there's nothing I can do to help. And I really do like that. It's such an interesting thing because, I mean, even just in the intro of the show where it says, it goes over the, how alchemy works, and it even says, but alchemy is not an all-powerful art, and especially since ever since they tried to do human transmutation, they've really been humbled about what alchemy can do. They've really, while they're pushing the limits of everything alchemy can do, and they're trying to get their bodies back and everything, at the same time, they know the limitations. They know there's a point where nothing can happen, basically. Nothing can be done. And I like that. I like how, honestly, I guess just how humble Ed and Al can be. And yeah, at this big moment, he has all these, he is the Fullmetal Alchemist. Not only is he, just an incredible state alchemist, but Ed doesn't use transmutation circles or anything. He's that much of a prodigy that he doesn't even need a transmutation circle. You have all these great things. He's so knowledgeable. He's so brilliant and everything as an alchemist. But when there's a baby being delivered, Ed can't fucking help. He can't do anything except sit back and let someone else who vaguely knows what they're doing, like Winry, let them do what they need to do. But there's also the fact that he will do what he needs to do. Winry needs something? Okay, I'll go do that. I absolutely love that. I'm spitting on my page. It's smearing my notes. Damn it. Oh, well. Let me try to clear my mouth a bit. So yeah, I absolutely love that. It's like he can't do anything to help, but it's immediately whatever Winry says goes. If she needs me to get boiling water, I'm off to get boiling water because that's about the best he can do. So that I absolutely love. And I even love, after the baby's born and he says, oh my God, this is so awesome. And I like how he says, alchemists have tried for hundreds of years to create new life, and we can't. And it just happened, And it's one of those things you stop and think, like, well, this has been going on since the dawn of time, basically, is, things birthing other things, things creating new life and stuff like that. So is this really that special? But I love, especially to him, especially with what he's been through, he looks at this and is like, this is a miracle that new life has been created. Like, that's just fucking great. And yeah, alchemists, in all their power and all their science and everything they've done over hundreds of years, they cannot create new life. and two people, a lovely couple in a shack in the fucking desert valley just did that. Like, that's just fucking nice. That's just fucking nice. Now, the wristwatch. We didn't get a full confirmation on what the date was. Again, I mentioned it's either when their mom died or after, basically, the human transmutation, the transmutation they tried to do. Presumably because they showed that scene, I would assume it's when they burned the house down. Maybe. I don't know. You can go ahead and clarify in the comments what the date specifically is, but obviously it's one of those things from the backstory, and I like that. And I like how he used alchemy to completely bolt that thing shut. And yeah, Winry going in and trying to see it. Well, yes, that wasn't good for her to do, but she did apologize, and I like how he keeps that as like, look, that's my reminder. I have to carry that with me, you know? So, I did like that. And I liked Winry saying that she wants to get more involved. She wants to improve her automail so that Ed can go out there knowing he has the best stuff. So I really do enjoy that. Now, while not being trained by Dominic, she's going to go out and be trained by another engineer, which is interesting. And, you know, kind of every time we lose Winry, I'm always like, oh, man, I want to keep her around. You know, I really like Winry, and I'm going to miss her and stuff. But then, like, 3 episodes later, we get Winry back anyway. So, while this is, I'm sure, a parting for a while, I'm sure at some point, obviously, in the near future as well, in the next 10 episodes, I'll say, we will probably get Winry back. So yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how far she's come from there. But yeah, really, really good episode. Again, you could almost see it as, I don't want to say a filler episode, but as a sort of in-between episode, especially after how sad the last episode was with Hughes. But this was a really, really good episode, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that is pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood reactions, as well as another video on screen you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.